Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little!
So with Red Dead Redemption 2 just a couple of days away now, I decided to do a little unscripted talk on the hype surrounding this game. We have been looking forward to this game for a very long time. Rockstar announced this game a very long time ago, and it's, again, just days away, and I can't help it. I know we shouldn't get overhyped for games. I realize that in this day and age, that's just not a good idea. For things to live up to hype, and it's not good for anything, whether it be film or just anything, and I just can't help it. I think this game looks great. I think of what they've shown so far looks great. I think that the marketing, I made a video regarding the marketing of this game, has been pretty whack, to be honest. A little backwards, but interesting, and it's made me kind of more excited for the game. The lack of what we've been seeing of the game has made me more excited about it. And I don't know. I think that this game is going to be special. I truly do. Now, what I'm looking forward to most when playing this game is the story. But I'm also a little hesitant on that as well because it is now confirmed that the story is over 60 hours. I don't know if I want it to be that long. A problem that I've had with previous Rockstar titles is the game is just too damn long. I played GTA 5 for like 30 hours, and that was just the main storyline, which is insane. I don't know. And the problem, it's okay to have a lot of content. It's okay to have a lot to do in the story, but as long as I'm doing something and not just, there's not pandering or meandering or anything like that. We're just moving forward and we're telling a story, a tale. But if there's just a lot of like fetch this, fetch that kind of missions, a lot of just monotonous kind of mission arcs, then I'm a little worrisome. Again, as I mentioned, I'm a little, a little hesitant to get super excited about that. But in all of that, if that meandering is there, that classic Rockstar meandering, I know that there's going to be those insane moments that just keep us playing, keep us going through that story, because that's what Rockstar does. The writing in their games are just fantastic. Grand Theft Auto 5, I think 4 had some pretty spectacular storytelling as well, and I think arguably was better in terms of drama and actual story. But regardless of what 4 did, I think that 5 sort of had better writing in terms of dialogue, in terms of character interaction, and this game looks like it's doing that. Instead of having just 3 characters with GTA 5, we have 7 characters. There are legit 7 characters that are all gonna bicker between each other and have that kind of dialogue, have those relationships. Some are gonna hate others, some are probably going to die, and that's exciting to me. I love that so much. As soon as it was announced that we were going to be, telling the tale of these 7 outlaws, I immediately was on board. I love the idea of just tackling their story and what they're doing, and Arthur in the center of all of it. I'm curious where the redemption part kind of comes in, because what we've been seeing in pretty much all of the promos for the game have been you just killing people and terrorizing people and being an outlaw. And I'm curious if we're going to see sort of a light in Arthur's character or a light in this gang. I don't really know. I mean, I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming that that's kind of what you have to do since the game is called Red Dead Redemption. But I'm okay with being an outlaw too. I don't have a problem with that. Something else that I'm very, very excited about when talking about Red Dead is obviously the open world. Now, I'm not of the camp that says that Rockstar are the only ones that know how to make open world games. They make the best open world games. I kind of disagree with that. I think that Breath of the Wild kind of, came in there and kind of shook things up a little bit. I think that there's been a couple of open world games since GTA 5 that have kind of change things up in terms of that stuff. I'm thinking Witcher 3, I'm thinking Breath of the Wild, I'm thinking even what they were kind of doing with God of War. I know God of War is not super open world, but there's some things happening in that game that kind of resemble an open world game. And I don't think that, Rockstar's open world is fantastic, but it always looks fantastic. It always looks ridiculously good. Now, what we're going to be doing in this world and the characters that we're going to be meeting in those interactions, that's what really matters here. You can say that the game is 3 times bigger than GTA 5. That's cool, but what are we doing in that 3 times big map? And from what I've heard, going through with some of the promos and of course, the previews that we had earlier, I think at the end of last month, I think, what people were saying about the game, saying that, they were coming across, bandits and thieves and just people that needed help, animals, there's wildlife in this game, there's crazy weather, stuff like that is going to make me want to explore this world. That's the thing. Breath of the Wild, one of my favorite games of all time. The game's huge, it's massive, but it's what they put in that world that really matters. Just walking around and even just seeing a shrine was really cool, but also just meeting random characters on the road, seeing the stable in the distance, and also finding the towers, I think was a really smart idea. It gave us sort of enticement onto, exploring the world itself and, collecting everything in this world. And I don't think that Rockstar can really get away with doing something like that, but I would not be surprised if there was something along those lines that kind of give us that sort of that reason for exploring this entire world, that reason from going to one side of the map to the other. A game that, to me, failed at doing this was Spider-Man. The towers or whatever, just unnecessary, just absolutely unnecessary. It kind of restricted me from fully experiencing the world around me. I think that that's a case of not doing the Breath of the Wild or the Assassin's Creed getting on a tower sort of deal right. That is the example of not doing it correctly. And just overloaded, too many. There was like 26 on this one little map. Like, the game's big, but not that big. There should be like 5. It was just insane, and I think that it kind of detracted from me exploring New York. Now, that's a different kind of game, obviously. You're doing different things. This is much more grander in scale, I should say, even though New York is absolutely massive, but this is more vistas and deserts and mountains and stuff like that. More, you're on the ground, you're not zipping around like Spider-Man. So I think that they have to go even further with that, with putting things to do in this world, because otherwise it could get extremely bland and boring, and we don't want to see that in our Rockstar game. We don't want to see that in our Red Dead. Something else that has me very curious, and again, we don't know too much about, is the online. Now, I'm a huge fan of GTA Online. I think GTA Online is honestly astounding, with the amount of content that they've added. It's unprecedented. I don't think any other, maybe like Fortnite's kind of doing it now, but other than Fortnite, there really isn't another studio out there that's just constantly pushing not only content, but free content, things to do, new modes, new guns, new, just stuff like that is really, really cool. And I know the online isn't coming to Red Dead Redemption 2 right away. I know that's coming in November, similar to what they did with GTA 5. But I'm excited. I can't help but get excited for that. And there's going to be a beta. I hope that that beta is available to everybody and not just like special pre-order bonus or, special, only the people that, the elites. I don't want it to be that way. Everyone that owns GTA 5 should be able to play this beta. I'm assuming Rockstar knows this. I'm assuming that they're not going to make that critical error. But yeah, I'm excited for the online. I'm curious what they're going to do. We've heard, some rumors, and, it's kind of smelling like they might be doing a sort of battle royale thing. Look at how Call of Duty is blowing up right now. You go to Twitch, like 90% of Twitch is blackout right now. It's like blackout, and Soul Calibur is like this small. There's like 25 people streaming Soul Calibur right now, and there's like over 100,000 people streaming Blackout, because Blackout, people love battle royales. They just do. And I think if Rockstar's smart, I'm thinking they're going to do it. I think they're going to pull the trigger on that, no pun intended, and introduce a sort of battle royale type of mode. Now, I don't think we're going to get 100 people in the map or anything like that, but I think something along the lines of a battle royale mode would be really, really fun. And God, I want it. I really do. I think that kind of works with their sporadic type of gunplay and their, you can just, the map itself, that's it. That's what you need. So I definitely, maybe not right when the online comes out, but maybe down the line, I think that is very much a possibility. All in all, that Red Dead is going to be a great game. It's how great. That's the question on my mind specifically. How great is this game going to be? God of War is the best reviewed game of this year, if I recall correctly. It is my favorite game of this year. I think that God of War is a triumph in terms of game design and art direction and voice acting and soundtrack. Just everything about that game just oozes GOTY. And I don't know. I don't know. You know, Rockstar, they know what they're doing. You know, they have one of the most talented teams in the world working on this game. They've been working on this game for like 8 years. They're pulling 100-hour work weeks. I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole Pandora's box of nasty stuff right there. But yeah, it's looking like it's highly possible that this could edge out God of War. I'm not so sure. It all depends on the story and the presentation and what we're doing in this world and everything like that. But the details, it's all in the details when it comes to these big open world types of games, when it comes to Rockstar games, and how much are they going to be adding to this game, quality of life stuff and everything in between. That's what really matters, because that's where God of War shined the most. I think that it's definitely, there's some competition, for sure. There's some competition. And also Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a good game. That's got a chance, right? I think so. Anyway, that's pretty much all I really wanted to say. I'm just really excited for this game. I can't... It just feels nice. You know, it feels nice to be looking forward to a game this much. And I was looking forward to Soul Calibur a lot, but then they started cranking out trailer after trailer. They started previewing the game at all these different conventions. I started getting a taste of what the game's gonna be. Maximilian dude was just streaming it constantly and doing all these character analysis and everything like that. And I watched all that stuff, of course, because I'm a huge fan. I kind of got burnt out before the game came out. Now, that's not to detract from the quality of the game at all. The game's great. I was just playing it a while ago. It is very, very fun. I probably will make a video talking about it in a little bit. But this is a different case with Red Dead. With Red Dead, we really haven't gotten that. There's not this big blowout. There's not, you know, all these people talking about it. It's not, you know, you don't see Rockstar hosting streams and playing the game live or anything like that. Now, that might happen way down the road after the game releases, or maybe with online, but right now, there's not really much happening in terms of marketing, so it gets you more excited. It's kind of like with what Disney did with the Star Wars films. There was like 2 trailers for Star Wars, so it gets you more excited for the film because you don't really know what to expect. I don't really know what to expect with Red Dead, and it's got me smiling, it's got me giddy, and it's hard to sleep at night because of it, because I keep thinking of it. I only have words to go off of and small, you know, tidbits of gameplay. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun, for sure. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts on all things Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you think this game is going to succeed? Do you think this game is going to be special? Or do you think it's going to be Rockstar just doing Rockstar again? Another boring open world, another blah 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 this and blah blah blah. Are you one of those people? Let me know in the comments below. I love to read through that stuff. And thank you very, very much for watching. I always appreciate the viewership, especially if you got to the end of the video. I know this is a rather long one, so yeah, that's cool stuff. Thank you. And anyway, until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.